Good morning. Welcome back to another edition of Rise and Shine Yoga. I'm Paul from the Oxford Yoga Studio, and assisting me once again is Stephanie, one of my teachers. We welcome you back.
Good morning.
We welcome you back. Sit. I want you to start sitting at the front of your mat. You can have your legs crossed or in front of you. You can have your hands either on your knees or in your lap. Whatever suits you today. I want you to close your eyes and just start to check in with your body this morning. See how you're feeling. Start from your head, go all the way down to your toes. Just checking in. And also check in with your mind. See if your mind is calm and balanced, or if it's racing, thinking about what you did yesterday or what you have to do this afternoon and this evening. And just let your breath just be normal, gentle. And now with your breathing still, just normal and your eyes closed, I want you to set an intention for your practice this morning. As I always say, it's a dedication. It can be for yourself, for your family, for friends, for anybody or anything that you'd like it to be. And so make that intention now. And bow your chin to chest just to seal in your intention. And as we go forward in our practice this morning, I want you to use the intention as a guide, maybe an inspiration to help you get through your practice if you come across any troubling poses or your body's not cooperating or your mind is wandering. And with our intention made, let us start to deepen our breath, making that yogic Ujjayi breath. A deep inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose, but we're constricting the back of the throat to make like a fogging sound in a mirror, a ha sound. Start to deepen, and exhale through the nose. And so with our breath strong and controlled, with our intention made, let's continue with our practice this morning. So we're going to stay in a seated position and just do a few little seated warm-ups. First one we're going to do is I want you to take the palms of your hand, really widen them. And we're just going to bring them, tighten them to a fist, and then widen them, tighten and widen. And this is a good way to loosen up the fingers and the palm of the hand. If this is your first yoga class, your 100th, you will know or will know that we use our hands a lot in yoga. So this is just a good way to loosen them up, nice and controlled. These early warm-ups are a good way to make sure your breath is slow and controlled and strong. Do that one more time. Now I want you to bring your palms together, interlace the fingers, and we're going to do some wrist curls. Again, we're just opening up the hand, the wrists, loosening them up, slow and controlled, one way then the other. Do that a couple more times. Now release your hands and just shake them out a little bit. Now still seated, I want you to inhale and reach your arms overhead and interlace the fingers over your head. We're just going to take a little side bend to the right, opening up our left obliques or side body. And again, we're not huffing and puffing. These are just slow, controlled warm-ups. Inhale back to center and over to the left. Inhale to center and back to the right. Inhale to center. One more time to the left. And back to the center. And release your body into your hands. And still sitting, we're going to do one more warm up. And you can, if you can, take your hands behind your back. Maybe grab opposing elbows. If not, that's fine. We're just going to lean forward. Nice little stretch for the lower back. Again, we're just warming up the body. No huffing and puffing, just controlled breath. Now release and come up if you have your body. Now we're going to slowly roll forward into the table. Our hands directly underneath our shoulder blades with our fingers really wide. Our knees directly underneath our hips. Take a quick look back. Make sure your feet are behind your knees. We're just going to do a few cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Then exhale, round the back like a scared cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. And exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. And then exhale, round the back. Now come to a flat back. Bring the big toes of your feet together. Sit back on your heels and fold forward into child's pose. Child's pose, as I always say, is a pose of comfort. If you're struggling with any of the poses today, come back to this pose. It's about taking care of your body this morning. It's not about competing with anyone or anything. Now slowly come back up to table. And then step your right foot between your hands and your left. Slowly come back up to standing. Reach and rise your arms overhead. Exhale the palms together at the center of the heart. Take a few breaths. In the next segment, we're going to start with our standing poses. Welcome back to Rise and Shine Yoga. We're going to start in our standing poses. And as always, check your foundation. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. You're standing up tall. Shoulder blades are back. Your gaze is level. We're going to do a few sun A's. So we're going to inhale, reach and rise the arms overhead. Maybe take a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward over your straight legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Either have your hands on the ground or on your shins. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up. Just going to stay here for a quick second. Make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and press your heels back toward the back of the mat. And exhale all the way down to the bottom, keeping your elbows in tight. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. And since this is probably your first down dog of the day, I know it's mine, you might want to bicycle your feet. With down dog, we want our hands firmly pressed into the mat. We want to press our heels down while lifting our hips. And don't worry if your heels don't touch the mat. That'll come in time. Your gaze should be toward the back of your mat. And breathe. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach and rise, the arms overhead. Exhale, palms together, center of the heart. Right into the next one. Inhale, reach and rise, the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up, and then lower all the way down. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. And now from here, I want you to keep your hands where they are and your feet where they are. I just want you to shift forward into the top of a push-up, then come back. This is called pendulum. Inhale back to the top of a push-up, back to the down dog. Inhale to the top of a push-up, exhale back to down dog. One more. Inhale to the top of a push-up, and exhale back to down dog. And that pendulum is a good way to make sure your foundation is good for the down dog. Ideally, you didn't move your feet or your hands when you shifted to the plank and back. But if you did, that's fine. At the end of your next exhale, look between your hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach and rise. And exhale, palms together, center of the heart. Just do one more. Inhale, reach and rise, the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to the top of a push-up. Slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Stay here for about 5 breaths. At the end of your next exhale, look between the hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, really reach and rise. The arms overhead. Exhale, palms together, center of the heart. Now I want you to widen your stance on your mat. Try to have your feet about the width of your mat. We're just going to do a couple things in squatting position. So you can have your toes pointed at an angle. You're just going to sit down into a squat. And if this is too uncomfortable for you, you can sit all the way down on your butt or a block. Bring your palms together at your center of your heart. And I want you to take your elbows and press, if it's available to you, inner thigh. So you have like a straight line. This is a really good way to open up the hips. And smile and breathe. Ideally, your feet are flat on the mat, but if you can't get your heels down, that's fine. It's just yoga. Now from here, I want you to take your right hand, I want you to inhale it straight out in front of you and try to wrap it around your knee. And if you can, take your left hand, wrap it around your back, and maybe take a bind. And if not, that's fine. You can just have your left arm on your lower back. This is a good twist. Twisting and these kind of binds are really good at getting rid of the toxins in the body. And if anybody says a pose is good for getting toxins out, that usually means you're going to sweat. So, just so you know. Now release your bind. I'm going to do the left side. So take your left arm and straighten it in front and wrap it around your left knee. And then take your right arm, wrap it around your back if it's available to you, interlacing your fingers. There's a saying in yoga that the pose doesn't really begin until you're in a lot of discomfort. So, now release your bind. Bring your palms together, center of the heart. We're just going to do one quick final one. So I want you to bring your feet together, still in a squatting position. Maybe you're on your toes. Bring your palms together, center of the heart. We're just going to twist to the right, hooking our left elbow around our right knee. Then inhale back to center, to the left, your right knee around your left elbow, or your right elbow around your left knee. And back to center. Now I want you to take your hands, place them behind your hips, come down to a seated position, cross your feet, take a quick break, get a drink of water, and we'll see you for our final set with our sitting poses.
For Friday night fish at the Oxford American Legion Hall. It's delicious.
We love the Legion. They have great fish and good family fun.
American Legion fish fry. It's awesome. And the drinks are good. The food is good. The service is awesome.
Welcome back, guys. This is our final segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. We're going to do our sitting poses and then our final meditation. So, I want you to extend your legs in front of you onto the mat. Your toes pulled back to you. I want you to take your hands, bring them by your hips, with your fingers pointed toward the front of the mat. This is Dandasana. And you're just going to press your hands into the floor. Your legs are engaged, everything is engaged, your gaze is level. You can have your eyes open or closed, up to you. And this is it. And breathe, of course. Now, if your eyes were closed, open them. I want you to inhale and reach and rise your arms up overhead. Then exhale, fold forward. Take a bind of your peace fingers around your big toe if that's available to you. If not, you can just have them on your shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Then exhale, pull yourself in. Make sure the toes are pulled back and you're not rounding the back. You want a flat back. Now release your bind, come back up into a sitting position. And we're going to do what was called a vinyasa. So I want you to cross your ankles, come back on your tailbone, then roll forward onto hands and knees, and step back to the top of a push-up. Then roll all the way down to the bottom. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, up dog. Exhale, uncurl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Look between the hands, bend the knees, walk, step to the front of the mat, and come back into a sitting position. Now, normal vinyasa actually would flow a little bit faster, but that's just to show you an option you can do between a lot of the seated poses. And now I want to do some stuff that I started last week. I call it the fun part of the show. You may or may not agree with me, but this is where I kind of introduce some poses that you may or may not have done. So this first one may look like what is called boat pose, but it's going to be a little different. So what I want you to do is I want you to cross your ankles in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit back into boat pose, but you're going to hold your feet. And I'll just give you an example. So you're going to sit back on your tailbone with your legs crossed. This is kind of a good balancing core action. Want to sit up tall. If you're wobbling or moving, that's perfectly fine. And release. Keeping your legs crossed, take your hands by your hips and just do a little bump up. Do that one more time. And release to the floor. Do a little bump up. And now I want you to extend your legs in front of you, and I want you to lie back onto the mat, flat on the back. And we're going to do a pose that you may have heard of called Happy Baby Pose. So what this is you're going to bend your knees and bring your feet out to the side, and you're going to grab your feet on the outside with your hands. And what you're going to do is you're going to press the elbows to your armpit. So it's not a gentle pose. You're really pressing your knees into your armpits. Eventually, your knees will get to the floor. And then if you want to have a little more fun, you can take your peace fingers, wrap around your big toe, and then in one motion, come back up, sit on your tailbone, your legs out like this. Or you may say, Paul, this is absolutely ridiculous, but it's fun. Yoga, at the end of the day, is about fun. Now release your bind and cross your ankles in front of you. Now I want you to sit back, flat on the mat. I want you to take your right ankle and place it on top of your left knee. And you can have your hands either on your waist or by your side. This is just a gentle hip opener. Now bring your right foot to the ground. We'll do the other side. Left ankle on top of the right knee. If you want a little more of an opener, just take your left hand and press your left knee to the ground. Very gentle. Now release your left foot to the floor. And slowly come back up into a seated position. We're going to finish today's class with a little bit more of a meditation than we've done previously. So this first one is called a mudra, which is really a finger practice that seals in all the good work that we've done in our practice. So I want you to sit up tall, your legs are crossed. And I want you to take your thumb and index finger, and place them like this, and you're going to place them on your knee with the palms up. You're going to close your eyes. And sealing in the benefits of your practice. Centuries ago, the sages believed that all this energy, this good energy, we want to keep in our body. We want to really seal them up after any kind of practice we do. And so this is kind of a sealing in of all the good energy you've produced this morning so that you can carry it with you throughout your day. Come back to that intention that you made at the start of your practice and really pass this energy on to that intention. Now slowly open your eyes, release your mudra, bring your palms together at the center of the heart as we close our practice. I thank you again for watching us this morning, Rise and Shine Yoga. I want you to have a good week with good thoughts, good actions. And we will see you next week for another edition of Rise and Shine Yoga. And as always, we end our practice with Namaste.
Namaste.
This is OCTV, Oxford Community Television, serving Oxford and Addison Townships with the best in local programming. On Charter Channel 191, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and our website, OCCTV.org. OCTV, we provide local programming that brings you closer to home.